Hello, it's your friend Charlie Gutierrez. I just want to say a word about the rights of man and the rights of the Americans as protected by the Constitution. The word rights, what does it mean? It's plural for the word right. Right as in not wrong, as in correct, good, true, just, as in the word righteous. What are our rights? They consist of all the right acts that are required to live a full and good life. They are all the right things we should do, say, and think. Who defines our rights? Well, there's a lot of confusion on that question. I maintain, with the founders, that all men are created equal, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. For further enrichment, read the Ten Commandments in Exodus 20. America's founders had the good sense to enumerate some of these rights. They did not pretend to create them. They only listed some of them as so fundamental, essential, and fragile that they needed special protection from government. To begin with, the First Amendment protects the free exercise of religion. No provision is made for medical emergency or safety. This banning of church services, it's evil. If you're fragile or sick or in any way immunocompromised, stay home. Exercise your right of self-defense. Watch online. Also, the First Amendment protects the right of the people to peaceably assemble. Again, there is no exception granted to the government for any reason. If they wish to advise people to practice sanitary hygiene, fine. But orders, fines, arrests, imprisonment, these powers are a totalitarian usurpation of the rights of the people. The lockdown orders. People are typically imprisoned or put under house arrest for convictions of crimes, after much due process. But orders to stay at home, lock ourselves up? Again, if you're sick or fragile, stay home. But where does the government get the right to lock the people down? They have made us the jailers of ourselves through the use of fear. Don't get me wrong, the virus is real. But when have the healthy, the strong, the well among us ever been subject to quarantine? When a person is imprisoned without criminal charges, they can seek release by habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is the legal procedure that keeps the government from holding you indefinitely without showing cause. But what of the millions of citizens who imprison themselves because the governor says so? Come on, people, what's wrong with us? This loss of liberty came without due process, a process guaranteed under the 5th and 14th Amendments. Quote, "Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law." Unquote. You have to commit a real crime first and be arrested and charged according to the statute violated, and then given a timely trial. And where did the government ever get the authority to close down businesses? Among other things, this is a deprivation of property. The right to work is fundamental. It is one of the basic ways we pursue happiness. It is a liberty interest under the 10th and 14th Amendments. And common sense tells every man that he has to work. It's how we buy food, clothing, and shelter. Except when the government thinks it's not safe. Unless you're essential, the government has the right to say whose job is essential and whose is not. Please, whoever wrote such a law, where is it? It's nowhere. Now finally, there's a lot of talk about persuading the governor to let his people go. This is nonsense. I quote from Chief Justice Marshall, writing in Marbury versus Madison, quote, "A law repugnant to the Constitution is void," unquote. The moment a politician orders it, or writes it, or votes on it, if it's unconstitutional, it's void. It doesn't exist or have to be obeyed. Yes, there may be some hell to pay, but right is on our side. It's no crime to disobey unconstitutional orders. And tyrants will never loosen their grip without manly opposition. That's all. Thanks for listening, friends. God bless you. God bless America.